Hello, and welcome to the Smart Injury Doctors Podcast, the injury market's top program for doctors, lawyers, and insurers who want to gain greater insight on how to improve patient recovery results and deliver better services in the U.S. injury market. Please welcome your host, Dr. Jeffrey Allen Kronk.
Okay, doctors, what would you look to improve, or what would I recommend you improve for 2024 to get more new injury patients into your clinic? Well, the first thing you got to work on, the biggest thing probably you got to work on, is your headspace on why. What makes you so unique? What is it that you're trying to do? I'm going to tell you in 2024, everything should be based on results. How do I get better physical recovery results for my patients? Now, I know you get better physical recovery results for your patients by understanding the injuries better. There's only 3 injuries any spine can have, and they're not hard. They're very simple. Once you understand it, you understand the key to acute pain and also chronic pain. So our doctors, if somebody's sitting in an elevator and says, hey, what do you guys do that makes you unique? Hey, one of the things we do is we treat severe spinal injuries that are found on MRI and the even more severe injuries that are not found on MRI. That's why we are so successful with spinal injuries, both in better physical recoveries for our patients and faster, fairer settlement process for any attorney or insurers that may be involved with the patient. That's what we do that's unique. That's why somebody would want to work with us. And these things that we find that are not found on MRI, they're also the key to anyone that has a mild traumatic brain injury and has basically suffering with the symptoms. Usually it's a condition that's not found on the MRI that is a spinal injury that's the culprit. This is what makes us unique. We're really good at this. We're really good at understanding the injuries, documenting the injuries. We help people to get through their settlement process a lot quicker. That's what we do. Now, you got to have that as a product. Now, once I have that, then I have to internally communicate it to my database, to my patients. Right? Now, I'm not going to use that same language. I'm going to use simpler language. I'm going to use, hey, the most common reason why people have chronic pain is an undiagnosed condition in the spine. It's usually an undiagnosed old injury of the spine to the ligaments. That's the part that holds the spine together, and it causes an instability. Anyone that has chronic neck pain, chronic low back pain, or chronic headaches usually has this condition. It's been undiagnosed. We make sure that doesn't happen in our clinic. And you tell people about it. You tell people in a consult about it. You start to strengthen your language and strengthen your materials internally. Doctors, if you're going to be in your clinic working 30 or 40 hours a week in your clinic, 25, I don't care however much time you spend in your clinic adjusting patients. If you're going to be in your clinic, you should be communicating and working on your communication skills and your marketing pieces themselves that'll communicate what makes your clinic unique and why people should refer to you. And it's not hard to do. Now it's so difficult to do if you've never done it before. Right? Then it is difficult to do. It'll take you, 50, 60, 100 hours to sit there and try to refine material and organize material. You'll spend a lot of time doing it. But it's not hard if you connect with somebody that's already done it. That's aligned with the way that you think. That's aligned with the way that you practice. And as long as you're aligning with somebody like that, it makes it a lot easier. So that's the second thing. You want to have your internal procedures and internal marketing set up, right? And you want to systemize it. You want to make it so anybody can plug into it. So first, having a unique product to bring to the market. 2, being able to educate internally to your clinic about it so people can refer in for it. 3 is going out and marketing to new people that don't have any idea about you or what you are, having materials that already aligned with your messaging, already done for you, materials that you can put on social media, materials you can put into your newsletters. I mean, for every 1,000 patients you have in your database, you have 120 injury incidents in that database every year. Some of you are sitting on 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 people that you regularly communicate to, but you're not communicating any injury information to. And that's why you're not picking up as much injury work as you could. Your market doesn't know anything about you. They don't know that you're there, right? So if you want to basically have, you want referrals, you have to get attention in the market. And it's not hard to do, but you want to have that. So one, having something unique to offer the market. Two, having a system to basically get your internal practice to understand what you're doing. Your internal people, your patients that have already come to you, they already like you, do business with you. Give them information that will arm them to be able to make referrals to you. Three, have marketing materials that are already set up for you to go to new people or new public. And then the fourth thing that's also easy is you got to have a system, or you got to have a way to get into relationships that are already established, disrupt relationships. So if I'm new in a market, there's already attorneys and doctors working together, right? So how do I disrupt those relationships? Disrupting those relationships is not hard. But I got to have, number one, I got to have something unique that I can disrupt them with. What is it that makes me special? What is it that makes me stand out? See, if you're not special, you're a commodity. And if you're a commodity, then it's the lowest bidder. You're in the lowest bidder game. You want to get out of the lowest bidder game? Separate yourself out. Like when I go to pick out a bottle of wine for Christmas, I'm not a wine drinker per se. When I go to pick out a bottle of wine, I have a family that loves wine. What's the difference between a $10 bottle of wine and I look over and I say, wow, there's a $4,000 bottle of wine in the case. What's the difference? What is the difference? Because the difference is perception. There's a perception of value. There's a perception of being unique. There's a perception of I can't get this anywhere else. And that perception is what you want to develop. So you want to, but in order to do that, you have to have a system to do it. And you have to have somebody show you how to do it. Because it's very easy with social media today to get attention in the market in ways that 10 years ago were not possible. You had to go through the attorney. You had to call the screener, see if they wanted to meet with you. And there's a bit of a process to it. Today, not so much. But somebody's got to show you that. So there's 4 areas. Having something unique, being really solid on what you have that's unique, and offering it to the market. 2, teaching your internal people about it and why it's so important so they can educate others about it for internal referrals. 3, having marketing materials already established for you. When I say marketing materials, I'm talking about booklets and reports and things that you can take out to your local attorneys or to your local doctors. If you want to do that stuff today, I don't care, even with ChatGPT, you can do it, but it's very time consuming. It takes you a lot of time to do it. Most of you, because it's so time consuming, you just simply won't do it. So you should have align with somebody that's already done it. Our Smart Injury Doctors program, we've already done it. We've already done all of the heavy lifting. I mean, when I look at what we offer, our program is a $6,000 program currently in 2024. When I look at what we have to offer and what we prevent you from doing, the hundreds of hours of work that it would take to make the type of materials that we have available for you is just amazing. But you want to have materials made for you, and then you also want to have a system where I can plug in. I could plug in a virtual person. I could plug in a staff member to go out and interact with lawyers in and on their social media and interact with medical doctors with their social media. And bypass and get attention, bypass the whole front gatekeeper. And that's what I do. And then I get strong in all 4 of those things, very strong. I'd have somebody hired to assist me with the outside external marketing. But in order for them to understand the external marketing, I got to have my first thing really wired in. I got to know, what are the severe injuries that are not found on MRI? Why are they so severe? What guidelines state they're severe? What things can I show to a medical doctor that the medical doctor will go, wow. And I don't have to get into all kinds of complicated damn research. I love research, but when you take it out and show people, unless you're showing research junkies, research doesn't communicate. Simple communication communicates. So that's what you want to focus on for 2024. And here's the cool part about focusing on injury work. If you understand injury work, you understand chronic pain work, because it's the same thing. It's the same workup. Everything's the same. If you understand acute injuries, you understand chronic pain. And if you understand acute injuries and you understand chronic pain and you can get really good results and you're not out marketing, I'm scratching my head saying you don't believe in your product. It's the only reason why I can think of that a person wouldn't be massively marketing their clinic and talking about it all the time. Because if they truly were saving lives in a very predictable manner and they really understood just how powerful that is, you'd be out there all the time wanting to help people, get them into your clinic. You'd be starting to think I need an associate, I need a system, I need to put more people in my center so that I can help more people. That's where you want to be out in 2024. 4 things: better product, better communication internally, better communication externally, and cheaper and faster ways to get noticed in the market and disrupt relationships. Those are the 4 things. You work on those 4 things and you master those 4 things, your clinic numbers will go up dramatically. And your sense, here the biggest thing though is your sense of accomplishment and your sense of confidence and certainty will go up. Your sense of predictability will go up. And that's what I love. That's what you should look for in 2024, doctors. If there's any way that we can be of help to you, I do these podcasts, short, sweet, to the point, to give you some ideas. If you want to look further into our program, just call us up at 800-940-6513 or look us up on the web, smartinjurydoctors.com. I hope you're off. You have a very good off to a good start in 2024. I hope it's the best year ever for you. If it's a great year for you, it's going to be a great year for your community and the patients that you serve. So, as always, I appreciate your time, attention, and what you do, and I look forward to delivering more content on the next podcast.
You've been listening to the Smart Injury Doctors Podcast, the #1 audio production show for professionals in the U.S. injury market that want to deliver better injury services to the patients, clients, or insureds they serve. If you like what you heard today, please leave us a review and don't forget to join us on our next program.